at Arms. Can we get ourselves Sergeant at Arms, please?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome to kick off. It's a beautiful day out there. Sun's coming up. Now it's like state fair time. When you think about state fair, you think about what is it I would really like to do. I was thinking it's go to Toastmasters in the morning at 7:30. Here, our illustrious president to talk about what's coming up. So let's welcome our president this morning, Ms. Bollinger. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. You could all please rise. Join me in including our pledge. Do so and help me recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today's vacation timer is not quite. Do we have anybody who can fill in time?
I can do that.
Already, fantastic. And I'd like you to all know that we do have a handful of guests this morning, so please make sure that when starting the roll, please make sure you so
Yes, you can. But I don't do that.
huh?
As we come together this morning, let's think about how we can participate and learn and grow and educate ourselves. Let's have some fun. Mr. President.
Correct me, I'll be seated. Thank you, Mike, for standing up and coming up. Oh, isn't that convenient? He was roll stuff, so I can show up. All right, anyway, so let's see. So today, I'm here to welcome everybody here, and there's been a couple of guests. We have a guest speaker here today, Dave Rasmussen. He is the district speech branch here. His district is roughly the size of Texas, Michigan, or sorry, Minnesota, and Manitoba, all most multiple countries.
We have Manitoba too.
Minnesota, Thunder Bay.
Thunder Bay. I thought we had Manitoba here.
Not all of them.
Well, perfect. So, great to have him here. And when I went to the Toastmasters Leadership Institute, I heard about Speechcraft, and I thought, you know, this seems like something that we have had a little bit of an issue when it comes to membership. We used to have about 15, 20 people showing up. Given week, we roughly have that last year. I really wanted to pick things up. And Speechcraft seemed like really something that we could use. I thought I'd reach out, see if we could get it going. We have graciously decided, offered, I didn't even ask, offered to show up and tell us all about it, and I jumped on that opportunity. Also, we have a slew of people from Texas back there. I have been working with Sarah for a little over a year now, and she has a group of friends here. Now, one thing we like to do is we're not going to lean on you guys, we're not going to ask you to participate or anything like that, but we would like to see what you guys are shooting stuff. So, David, would you like to start by shooting stuff?
I'm David Rasmussen. I have been a Toastmaster for 4 years. My work history is long ago as a fellow high school master.
Thank you, David. So, why don't we start in the back with this gentleman just showed up here at the back. If you give us your name and tell us about how you heard of us and what brought you here today.
My name is Chris Gibson. I heard about you on tech.mn because I was encouraged by the school I'm applying to expand my networking, and you seemed like a premium opportunity in my opinion. This is my first time here. I'm a novice developer. It's changed my career, and I'm starting with you.
Right. What is your original background?
I spent 16 years in the telecom industry working for a major company with a green lit logo.
Good compliment. All right. Starting off with Texas with people. So the person I know, how about Sarah? Why don't you tell us about
Sarah Brozek. I know Vince as he's been working with him for a little over a year and been with Tech Systems for about the same amount of time. So just primarily working in the St. Paul, Minneapolis area with Microsoft developers. Hi, I'm Mackenzie Doty. I also work at Tech Systems. I happened to call Vince just to expand my network a little bit. We found TechMasters, and so I invited everyone else, and I work in the campus office, St. Paul area also, and primarily with Microsoft development. Everyone, I'm Christina Johnson, again, coworker Sarah. I've been with the company with Tech Systems for about a year. And I recruit in the city area as well, more in the analyst and project manager and coordination roles. Okay, actually, so I'm history with the Tech Systems, and similar to Christina and Sarah, I also do mostly within a Microsoft.
Thank you for coming. And if you have any questions, ask if we have a break in the middle and talk to you a second. Yes.
In terms of budget for TechMasters Meeting.
Sure, why not? Fine.
So I'm Mike Franklin. I'm from Start Club and a developer who has worked on a variety of different things.
My name is Lee Henderson. I work at Beacon Hill, which kind of is a competitor of the Tech Systems, but in different capacities. And I've been in project management. And what am I?
Vice President.
Vice President of Public Relations. So, no tea.
I'm Tony Gibson, and I am a software architect. We're part of a bigger company called Solera, and we do automotive recyclers, formerly known as self.
Morning, everyone. I'm Scott. I was TechMasters for many years. Got the MVP of education. If you have any questions, let me know. This is
John Milton, software consultant here at ILM. Just started also did a series of and I guess I'm also being I hope you got it.
All right. Well, my name is Flora. I'm president of TechMasters this year. Going to do a 1-year term. Having all the board of our solutions. I'm an independent consultant. I did a lot of .NET stuff for several years, and I'm still in the .NET space, but I've tried to move into the cross-platform mobile development space. I feel that's really important, and I don't really like the idea of just to see what I'm not going to do. That's important. So I'm going to stick in the cross-platform space, and beyond that, I'll do responsive web design for the .NET. That's good. You okay with that? Fantastic. All right. So this is the portion, super fun part, new business. And ILM hosts a conference every year called MBC. You didn't know? If you don't know, well, that's a problem. You should know because everybody here should know about that. Also, they agreed to offer the same deal that we had last year, which was 2 members, and Brian, who's not here right now, would be 2 members for a group and 2 for the passes in the conference. And they decided that we agreed on the same offer, but of course, I can't really unilaterally decide that. So I would the chair would entertain a vote to renew our agreement from last year, whether it be with the same 2 people, Jonathan and Brian, or Brian gets hit by a bus, or John decides to join the service with California, maybe to is there. Like I said, I'll be 15. All right, so we'll do a second. All right. Is there any discussion on whether or not we should have the same deal?
Mr. President, in the absence of other discussion, all motions really deserve a little discussion because otherwise we're just going to push stuff through, and I think that's kind of a dangerous precedent to set. And so it's important to be able to ponder the different ideas that are coming along and to speak either for or against it. And now that I've done my part, I want to hand it back to you.
Do you have anything else to add? Maybe someone would benefit from such an arrangement, such as, I don't know, John. Do you like this idea?
Mr. President, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of wary of setting. No, yeah, I'm all for it. No, I have nothing else to add.
Further discussion? Am I calling the question? Exact terminology here. Whatever. Hey, let's call a vote. All those in favor of renewing our agreement of 2 members continued memberships or to pass the MDC on the school? Say aye. All opposed?
Okay.
All right. I believe the chair says that the ayes have it. I think we'll skip to the next one for a bit here. Are there any announcements? Anybody wants to add? My school? We're only going to talk about a few leadership training. A quick update. Alice, Leah, and myself have finished our training, and Mike is scheduled for something. That means bringing it up 4. And by the end of the month, therefore, we're going to be on pace for the club, which we're going to get. Same, right? I don't want to train you to pitch in that. Let's see, Twin Cities Startup Week. Anybody heard about that? Some, yes, no. Is that? No. So Twin Cities Startup Week, I think that's a really good networking thing. I think a lot of them should look into it. I talked to them about maybe putting our group on their schedule because they really have a whole bunch of meetings, a whole bunch of things added on. Some of them are continuing, and I said a networking group where people talk about tech is actually a pretty good one for you. So hopefully they'll slide us in there. But otherwise, I think it's a really good networking event. We've had a lot of people go there before a lot of our past members. So just what else? Oh, one thing I wanted to add is the club added 5 new reinstated or dual members between August 1st and September 30th. We're going to get the spending for spending founder. What is it? Ross. That's it. Ross Bentley will get the Spending Award. If you didn't know, Jonathan Jesse, if you know him at all, he has been stated. He's not here today. He emailed me at 4:30 saying he's up all night. Anyway, so we have those 2. I had a verbal agreement from another person. That makes us 3 already. We get 2 more. We get a $100 gift certificate to the Toastmaster International Store. Spending Award. With 10% off, blah, blah, blah. You really we could, nudge a couple of guests into doing that. I think we'll, but the rest of the kind of things I've looked on a little bit in the future. Any other announcements? All right, so I'm going to, in the next few years, be welcome to Toastmasters. Now, let's forego this first column for the format issue. We're going to be looking here in the second column. Today's Toastmaster is an established Toastmaster. He's been with us, the club, since the inception, one of the founding members. And I think he has a lot of enthusiasm for the club. And I want you to all give a warm welcome to today's Toastmaster. Myself. Thank you, everybody.
People don't say.
Oh, sorry. It's a founder school. All right, so thank you for that warm welcome. How's that present? Good job. Thank you for the fantastic. All right, so I do think he kind of drones out a little bit in this. We should tighten that up. All right, so if you got my email earlier this week, you would know that today's scene is back to school. Today is the last Tuesday for the typical school goes back to school. And so let's have a meeting. I think it's more fun when we do that. So I sent you out an email. Of course, everyone responded, so I didn't have to make up any introductions. That's really good. All right, so today's, the first role that I'm going to introduce today is Portchester. That's our education, Portchester. Like I said, if you are, since we have a handful of guests, make sure to introduce your role a bit. Tell us a little bit more about it. Today's Portchester is Nick Sheshel. Do we have a Portchester? Oh, don't do it. Fantastic.
We like to start every day with a little bit of levity. And so in that theme, I try to be a little bit prepared and provide for some of the extra roles in case I ever have to step in and fill in. So I looked up a couple back to school type jokes. Early one morning, Mother wanted me to move into the room and woke up the son. Wake up, son. It's time to go to school. Why, Mom? I don't want to go. 2 reasons you don't want to. Well, the kids hate me, and the teachers hate me too. Oh, that's no reason not to go to school. Come on now, get ready. You need 2 reasons why I should go to school. Well, the 52 years old. For another, you're the head teacher.
Thank you, Tony. Let me jump in. Today's notification timer is Jonathan. Of course, Jonathan was Johnny on the spot and made sure to respond back real promptly. He said that he's going back to school in a way to improve his communication skills by taking on his first role as education timer. Please, why don't you tell us about your role, which I formally introduced you to, told you all about, to our guests.
My role is to find the different speakers and to also then notify making their time is still good, coming to a close, and they're well past their due. I do have a few questions on that. I'm not sure if that's now or during we have a break before we get started.
We have a break before the speakers and now. So for table topics, we'll 60 seconds for you, a minute 15 yellow and red. All right, next role to introduce is Marion. Marion is Tony. Tony actually did get back in, as you may know. He said that he's not so concerned with going back to school as he was about just going to school initially. He has two granddaughters in kindergarten and kind of close to me because I have a daughter who is finally going to kindergarten next year. And see her starting to learn to read right now is pretty interesting. Just we're going to kindergarten next year.
Well, as for Marion, it's my job to listen to everybody and catch them when they use those questions when somebody does me. Those kind of little things that we use during breaks when we want to take a break. So, the other function is, as for Marianne, we listen to word pictures. So as somebody's speaking, if somebody gives us a really descriptive verbal picture of something, we do have an award for that we'd like to give out, assuming anybody makes a picture. And then the final thing is the word of the day. And for today's word of the day, keeping with the back to school thing, well, I went to that wonderful thing called the internet, came up with some possible words, and one of the things I typed back to school, word of the day, it came out, there was one page that came up with a list of 20 words, including last one, depression, hellhole, nightmare, ulcer. I didn't think those would be appropriate, so I went with one from a different page, Inception. I'll write that on our board. Inception. It's basically is beginning, start, commencement. That's his core meaning. First meaning. The act of graduating, and the British use it, the act of graduating or earning a university degree, usually a master's or doctorate degree, subject to graduation ceremony or commencement. And then there's a third meaning. It sort of comes from a movie that was on a couple of years ago. The act of instilling an idea into someone's mind by entering his or her business. But I think just the first half of that, the act of instilling an idea into someone's mind, really is what education is all about, or what we should hope it's about.
Thank you, Tony.
Well, I had this little bell that I always occasionally ring. We use those questions.
Right, so today's table topic is the next one.
We're about 1 minute.
What do you do? 1 minute? So today's 1 minute Toastmasters Mike think. Mike says that his favorite part about going back to school is talking with friends about FDR's fireside chats that he heard over the weekend. He's old, and he didn't respond right now.
Email is only for old people. So the question is, what is the 1 minute Toastmaster's job, the role, the whole thing with, why do we do a 1 minute Toastmastership? And you might think this is just kind of one of those crazy little extra roles where it gives me a chance to stand up and kind of grab the stage again, shake everyone, and wake you up, are you there with me? And you know, the trouble is that even if you are awake, you still have to pay attention, you have to buy a ticket, you have to get into the game. There's a thing that I looked up a long time ago called a paraposdokian. A paraposdokian is a figure of speech that's kind of surprising at the end. It might have kind of like a small joke at the end. For instance, when a chemist dies, they bury him. But you know, when's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. The second best time? Today. And so today, as you go through, buy a ticket, participate, and jump in the game. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mike. Now, our next goal is tabletop. Let's tabletop next. It's too bad because he responded. He said he's really hoping to bring the standards to life. He said, go back to school for free, get a degree in underwater bachelor. You know what? This is Leah is a wonderful member of our club, and she responded and said that she loved everything about school, but she has a great time and did very well.
You got it. It's not that far off. I love school. So this position is to kind of start us off, give everyone a chance to speak. Might not be speaking. So our guests, does anyone want to participate if they're in impromptu speech? What I'll do is I'll start with the group and then anyone wants to. So, who has not spoken? Alex. So Alex. Thank you, Tony. Alex, can you tell us one of your fondest memories from your schooling?
Hello, TechMasters and Madam Tabletop Master. My fondest memories from school. So, my school was a long time ago. It was in the country that does not exist anymore, Soviet Union. So, I will not tell about school, but what happened before school. Every year in August, or sometime in July, you have to go to farmland and help with agriculture. So all school people were free laborers, and it was a fun part and funnest memory, because we have to live in tents, throw apples at each other at farms, sometimes squash on carrots. Later, cabbages comes a little bit harder to throw, and of course somebody hit, somebody can stay off field next week because apple reached him. So always kind of mess issues, and this is the fondest memory of the beginning. Thank you.
It reminds me of rugged field day.
For a month.
For a month, and free labor, why not? We're all in one country. Vince, on the topic of field day, most schools have had it, I hope yours did. Was there one area that you excelled at that you would like to put your horn and brag about?
Thank you, Madam Tabletop Master. I'll take next one off again.
Sure, field trips.
Well, I'm a hyper-competitive person in general. I try to be, it's probably kind of comical watching somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, playing a sport, but, you know, maybe in class or going out for various field trips or whatever, to try really hard and just play, but except for the person who knows what they're doing, you know. It's really funny, like, maybe playing badminton against, you know, like a small Asian girl who plays badminton. It's not at everybody, but then losing that person. How can you lose that? So, as far as anything particular, really good, I don't know, I guess maybe kickball is the one with the goals. I guarantee home run every single time. In fact, one time, when it comes to the votes and everything, I would trash talk. I would run on the bases, like, home run every single time, whatever. And some of my team didn't like that. And so what they did was, they were standing on first or whatever, and when I kicked it way over everybody's head, she stopped at third, and when I was rounding the corner, I saw her, I was like, go, go, go. She said, no, go back. I started running back to the second, and I turned back, and I'm thinking, maybe she doesn't get it, maybe she thinks she's going to take off. She was on the floor. What was that? She just didn't want me to miss, my 8-4 game. With that, I think I was about 8 or 9 years old. So I think at that point, was the inception of my humility lessons.
Or your inception that women are stubborn and we're going to basically do what we want, one way or another, even at the tender age of 8. Mike, can you tell me about your worst class or your most hated teacher?
And TechMasters, public Toastmasters. It's interesting just how the whole inception of this topic has been brought forward like a brain cloud, trying to think of something that would be an interesting word picture to try to drop into my presentation to answer your question, which was my most hated teacher. And if you think back to all of the teachers you've had, probably you think, okay, well, the teacher that was the most annoying for whatever strange purpose, or is the one that really pushed you to try to do things you didn't really normally want to do? And which place would you get more out of stretching that elastic band of your brain to try to capture more? And were you a better person at the end of it? And it's like looking back at teachers that I respected for things that they did to bring me along, to help me become a better engineer, a better speaker, a better communicator. English was always hard. I was hated English. I hated getting up in front of the crowd. I hated writing. I didn't care for reading. And somehow that has a real importance in the job of being a technologist, because you have to be able to take your ideas and communicate them out so that other people might have some reason to call you up or bring you in or talk to you about whatever. And so I would have to say that probably some English teacher back whenever in 8th grade, who was my homeroom teacher, Ms. Farrago. And what I couldn't say that I hated her, but she brought out a lot of me and taught me to enjoy reading, to enjoy writing, and really kind of turned my head on what it was that there's things out there besides math and science that would be fun to do, and kickball and go beat up nets. I have a topic.
Very nice. I had a math teacher who made us highlight specific things and then to grade our notes. So I think that was my worst and best teacher, because it pushes you hard, but you're also learning more than you do. We have time for one more? Jonathan? You gotta time yourself. What did you want to be when you started 3rd grade? What was your life goal?
I was thinking of two, or not, type of character. I grew up just wanting to know words. When I was younger, I was at the tender age of third grade.
8 years old.
I suppose anywhere from president to astronaut was kind of some of the things that were in mind. But growing up, I did have affinity for video games. So I would say that kind of the childhood dream for me was someday maybe make video games, learn Japanese, because you have to go to Japan if you want to make video games. And I can say that I didn't really succeed in that. I never did take Japanese in college, and I'm not in video games, but I'm in software. So it came pretty close.
Yes, you came a lot closer than I did. I think I wanted to be an actress, so I suppose we all are actors. So with that, I will turn it over to our president, the topics master, everything.
So you got stepping up, just to let you know, Mr. Grant was the terrible teacher. He was gone. Can't spell, so there's the try to get it to you. I hope she doesn't have a job. Or not. Got that off. Okay, so now we are going into the prepared portion of the presentation today, and we're going to take a 5-minute break. We have two illustrious speakers today, Alex and David here, and so we won't be going. We're just going to crowd Alex and everything, let David inform us here. And so we take a 5-minute break, and our evaluator today, Leah of Alex and Tom here. So we have a present.
I checked out the
Okay. Just go. These are the set questions.
Yeah.
They're doing all their changes. There's no career suggestion, constriction. I would just see this, and I got 60 years, but I don't know that. Right. So, they made a satisfactory job. Well, I over it. I take it, and there's and text it. Exactly. I saw a lot of.
Yeah, I didn't know where that was going.
Thank you.
For one in particular?
Now, I like to get stuff with like fruity or
Cinnamon, I believe, is this. Otherwise, yeah, they're hiding it.
Thanks. Sorry, I believe right?
I don't know if it's ever. That's good.
Although, also.
Okay.
No way.
It's fresh.
I would say, as a New Yorker, I am not very authority on bagels.
I can
I can really go for some.
On bagels. I know New York is famous for bagels.
Yeah, you know all the
I did.
very serious about bagel.
Yeah. Pizza, I didn't discriminate against bagels. I have this like, I go look for the kind of pizza.
So,
I mix it between two.
So regularly.
You don't need it.
You guys did the same math. And all of engineering, all just probably true, you know, but it's, all those things, chemistry, all the oral bonding and all the different, and it's like, there's strengths of the bonds and how much energy. All that stuff, all it's like, you got a lot of different different bases. I'm an aerospace engineer, so I have to take a variety of different.
Oh, wow.
Mechanical or whatever.
Probably not that.
Well, I'm sure it's good.
Yes.
So thank you for your. Yes, well, I think I take away.
I should say semi-long.
Right.
Are they all ready?
Yeah, I love the, so we had probably hardest question, but it was one where you would take like a.
Yeah, I'll just-
Hour, things to form. How are you? Smack it, you see what shape it turn into, a mask. How it would bend and telling it is all the rest of that space down. Dislocation, metals, so you got such purity, you got so much strength, you got tensile stuff, whatever. Because a lot of good square space is all structures. You got the whole thing with the bridge, the aircraft, got two sliding, two twists, and you turn, you want to make sure it doesn't break. So how much force? So when I was flying to Redmond one time out in Seattle, sitting next to a guy who's an engineer at Boeing, and his structural engineer. Kind of all over the country, and talking to people about love it, and we had a plane that really bounced around. The first one's, my wife wanted to go along with it. Because if the business was off, like, well, yeah, well, if they do, then it's sort of like, that means that.
So, ready? You're up. It's been 6 minutes, we're behind schedule, let's keep going. Right, today, so we have two wonderful speakers today. Our first speaker today is going to be Alex. Alex did not respond, so, oh well. Anyway, he's gonna be fooling us on one second, and then
Most valuable absent feature in that net.
well, you will definitely be putting a callback on that. Please tell me, yeah, welcome, Alex.
Good morning, fellow TechMasters guests. Today, my speech will be technical presentation, and I would like to talk about the most valuable but absent feature .NET. Since we mostly hear .NET programmers, and now we have .NET recruiters, you can think to yourself, so what could be most valuable, but at the same time absent? And in many cases, when something big like .NET exists for a long time, lots of stuff is available, lots of projects in the future also ahead, but there is something that exists and people building around, and they doing it for many years. So on one hand, it is missing, but on another hand, everybody develop own tools to go around it and survive. And it is that thing that if at some point it's introduced, it kind of makes everybody life easier. So what is it? And this is very simple thing, to be unit testable environment. As you know now, unit testing, test-driven development, pretty much entrenched. If you go into GitHub, for example, open any small or big project and read on contribution description, like for example, everybody welcome to contribute, but where is the rule? Your contributed code supposed to be unit tested. And if you doing test-driven development or unit testing as a post facto, but your code as unit tests for outside viewer or not technically savvy, you may see something like big cloud, yes? Where is a big software project and who knows what is inside, yes? But inside, there is something more subtle. And actually, that stuff consists of some smaller pieces, smaller modules. And those smaller modules, they actually independent and can be tested by themselves. And let's see what can be in this smaller module. Actually, this smaller module may consist of other small modules that each of them have unit tests. And we can go deeper and see, are we getting to bottom level with something atomic that has functionality unit tested? And inside it, we may see what we have. We have an object and interface. And this helps us to do unit tests, but also we have one more ghost layer. This is thing called mock. And there are many mocking frameworks. So what are we doing with this setup? We have objects that need to do. Process credit cards, register users, print purchase orders, and it has interface. And also, it has a mock object in unit test, what you can do through interface. And this way, you can break your software and test individual small pieces like we had. And go ahead. And there are many frameworks, open source and non-open source, that supports you. And in this case, your software now looks like what, but built out of interfaces. But now, how you test it? You create mocks, and later build it back, and you have your module. But when you test it inside, it's independent from the small module, so you can test it in isolation. Again, to do this, we need following structure. We need object, and we need interface for it. And this is what exactly is missing in .NET. In .NET, base classes like file, web client, there is no interface. There is no interface. And if there is no interface, you cannot test it. So again, if there is no interface, you would not be able to create this mock object. So you cannot include basic .NET code in your unit test. And this is what breaks down now everything. People build tools, wrappers, how to go around it. But most fundamental thing that can facilitate unit testing, which everybody uses, just making one thing. Base classes do not have interfaces and are not mockable. So, most valuable and absent feature in .NET need interfaces for objects. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Alex. That was great. I was trying to figure out what you're going to end up getting at. So you can kind of reshuffle again. And the idea of trying to work with these different built-in classes that are impossible to mock out totally right. Definitely different. Our second speaker today is going to be Dave Rasmussen. Like I said, he is the Speechcraft chair, and I talked to him about getting a kit, which he actually already previously gave us for free. So we already have a Speechcraft kit that is going to cost $20, but because I jumped at the chance to get one of those free kits, he's here today to give us tell us more about Speechcraft stuff. Please help me give a warm welcome for Dave Rasmussen.
So do you remember the first time? The inception of your experience at Toastmasters? Four of you, at least do, I think. Some of you have been here for longer than that. I don't remember the first time I was at Toastmasters precisely. I don't remember what happened in the meeting. I remember what they had value to me. I do remember what happened at the first Speechcraft segment. Speechcraft is educational program. You learn skills of speaking. You get a head start for the projects in the manual. It offers 3 benefits to clubs. I'm going to tell you what those benefits are, and then I can answer the questions for 2 or 3 minutes after I'm done going through the presentation. The benefits are, first of all, leadership opportunities. Maybe you want to get an award. Maybe you want to complete the conflict leadership. Project 6, Project 8 looks kind of hard to get through. Maybe you're a BPPR, something to do, send out some flyers, promote a speech. Maybe you've already got your CL. You get a advanced leader bronze, next level. That requires some educational presentation. Giving a couple of educational presentations about how to get a good speech. That is how you get it to the bronze. Second benefit that clubs find is mentorship. Someone like Mike, I assume he's not coming here because he feels like he needs to give a speech each time. Someone like Mike probably is more interested in watching somebody develop, helping you along. In my club, there were some founding members, people that have been going to the meetings for 15+ years. Those people were far more interested in bringing me along, bringing new people along, than they were anything else. If you have a club with some members like that, some strong mentors, don't all have to be real old to be a strong mentor. That's another benefit. The third thing is more of a result. If you have strong leadership, if you have strong mentorship, the result of the Speechcraft is membership. The club that I joined, about 20 years, has recruited about 2 or 3 new members each year that they do in the Speechcraft. More than half of the people that show up will join the club. Because this year, 5 people came to the first meeting, discovered that he wasn't allowed to come to meetings because I wasn't able to. 4 people came to meetings, and then 3 joined. The reason people join is because they're getting skills. There's something direct that is going straight back to the member. And they see valuable experience. It's a valuable experience. Your first Toastmaster experience, you want it to be memorable. It's memorable, then you'll have a second Toastmaster experience, and you'll keep on coming, and you will do it. That is the benefit of Speechcraft. And if there are any questions about Speechcraft, I think
I had a handful of questions. So what are, I heard there was 4 benefits and an 8 meeting schedule. What are the differences? Why are there 3 different ideas?
I don't know why there are. You could make it a big program. There are some clubs I've read that charge $150 for Speechcraft. Maybe you could get by with that. I always charge $40 for Speechcraft. I've always done 6 sessions Speechcraft because that gives you basic skills, and Speechcraft is hard work club, so 8 might be stretching it. 4 I don't think basic skills. 6 is what I recommend for a club. And there's different ways to use one.
I guess I wasn't thinking to charge. Is it common to not charge? Or basically trying to recruit them?
There's a plus and a minus. You wouldn't charge this to be charging. You will make money off of it if you charge. The reason to charge is because public speaking can be intimidating, and you want people to be invested in it. So if you do charge something nominal like $40, then they've got the $40 in, so they're gonna get some benefit out of that second 30 or 40 meeting. The concern if you don't charge it, then you might not show up.
So are the 6, 8, whatever number of meetings, are those in lieu of the regular meetings you have with the club, or is this in addition to like your new meeting?
I've always done it as a club meeting.
So 6 weeks of speech prep, the speeches during their speeches, and they're each 5 to 7 minutes long.
And it could be very much standard Toastmasters meetings that go along with the short version of it. There are people that have done speech for 20 years, and Roseville, public education, 200 years.
If there's a new member, like someone who just started, and then you say, hey, we're gonna do speech trap next week, could they enroll in the speech trap? Is that possible?
I would recommend that. I would recommend if these four want to come back and you want to do speech trap, give them a reason to show up. Correct it.
Not to point anything out, but for example, Jonathan started a few weeks ago. Would that be, is that a good idea?
I think.
And what about, is there any credit that new members would be, potential new members would get for being competent communicators with that, or is that?
The rules are
up to 3 speeches can count toward the competent communicator. So you go through the speech trap, you walk out basically third of the way toward the competent communicator. Cool. Great. Thank you very much. Obviously, like I said, we won't be an evaluator. I am filling out an evaluation form for you guys. But as far as that goes, we will be issuing that part. So let's move on to the general evaluation portion of the meeting. Today's general evaluator believed for it, right? And he had to step aside a month. Yeah, exactly. Because I think he's under is there anybody who'd like to step in as general evaluator? I mean,
And welcome guests. At this point in our meeting, we have an evaluation in which general evaluator gives some general comments. But first, what should postpone?
Postpone.
Do we want to restart it here?
No. Postpone.
Yes, started right now.
Start. There you go. So, to come back to what's my role before I was so rudely interrupted by the necessity of Microsoft to update some computer out into cyberspace and steal away from the thunder of what I was going to try to do was explain that this is the next part of the meeting, which I find to be one of the most important, which is the evaluation, get feedback on what we did. And so we have 2 speakers, and generally we will vote for best or better. Actually, the best speaker is 3. We have to have more than a plurality, you have to have 3 or more. And you vote for best, or you could do the better speaker if there were 2. But since David is a visiting, we're not going to do that. So we're going to forego the way that Vince wants to do the voting for the better speaker. And we've already decided that Alex did a great job of being the speaker. And our guest speaker did a wonderful job of explaining speech craft. But we do have, at this point, some evaluations. Feedback for our speakers. And so to evaluate Alex, who spoke first, we have Clea.
Thank you. So the purpose of this speech from the manual, so hold on, is getting comfortable with visual aids. So to start off, I thought you did a fantastic job with visual aids. I love that they were animated, different colors, you brought it back. Yeah, I mean anything to kind of engage the audience in a the black background. It all went very well.
I learned from Brad.
Well done. Sharing presentations is really good.
Yes, from Brett, our member.
So I like the flow and how it's animated and the different aspects that we use. However, to start the speech, it was about minute 4.5, almost 5, so we got to what is missing in .NET development. So it took a few minutes to understand what your purpose of the speech was, which was interface. So I would just tweak that when you.
Was it any suspense? Waiting 5 minutes. Just
Wonderful visual aids.
okay.
Now, perhaps because I'm not technical, I didn't pick it up immediately, but for you, if you're not a technical audience, it took a few minutes to understand what your actual purpose was and the interface and test. So keep that in mind when you structure it. You requested to have me mark down some times when you misuse a word or mispronounce something. So a few things that I thought initially you said also had when describing .NET. I don't think that was the right term. It was sort of the end of the sentence. It was a radical sentence structure. And then I noticed a lot of times when you make something out of the ED at the end, so introduce, you have a hard time combining that. So that's with anytime you say introduce, ended, anytime there's ED at the end of the word, there's a little bit of a struggle there, so I would just practice it and say the word. and then you put the ED at the end. So maybe work on the flow there. And then I saw an improvement in the yes at the end of sentences. In the past, you said yes a lot at the end of sentences, sort of request words.
I wanted to make a audience said yes,
and
everybody was amazing. Thank you for supporting me.
Yes, but sometimes I can use that as a crutch. However, this time I thought that you did a better job. So overall, I thought it was a good speech. I would improve when you put your pieces together and let us know what you're going to talk about. Maybe practice a few of your crutch words and continue with visuals. That was great.
And we have the evaluator for David.
We had discussed earlier that I can get into it.
Okay. All right. So with that, then we would normally go ahead and vote for the best or better, or in this case, we'll just vote for the evaluator, which is Leo. So thank you, Leo. We will do the words after. We'll go through the reports. There's a process to this house. So the next thing that my job is to call for the different reports, which are all the different roles we have. We have time limit, we have each of those different roles give us a report. So our timer, Jonathan, can you tell us how we did on timing?
From table topics to speeches to evaluations. Table topics, we had short table topic myself at 58 seconds. Alex at 104, Vince at 138, and Mike at 130. For speeches, we had Alex at 554 and David at 746. We had questions. And evaluations, yeah, and 306.
And our grammarian telling you, we have the grammarian report and our chance if we got a rejection.
Overall, we're doing fairly decent at not using crosswords. Getting better. People who are probably struggling the most are in board members. Yeah, I counted a few ones, a couple hours, and we're using this, so for the parking documents here. And Jonathan, I counted nouns, rights, nouns. Those are the things that we'll learn as we work at it. I I did not hear a word, I did not hear a good word picture that really stuck in my mind. I saw an excellent, yeah, I just this on that one. Yes. And Alex, I like the visual pictures that are with the animation. So that was great. I didn't catch a lot. I didn't really good on this, on speaking crush words. You know, other than Cleo mentioned that I think as a non-native speaker, you haven't learned to incorporate English crush words.
Oh,
Now you make us.
everything is ahead of me, yes. Couple more years.
You're gonna have some words from your own. And, I heard our word of the day here is Vince, Michael used it. I'm not sure if anybody else used it. So, we would be good at using that word of the day, and in such new ideas into a group like this is always something.
All right, and now for the table topics award. On Clea, these are our table topics to tell us who did you think did a good job of answering the question, or
I think the person who answered the question best, I wanted to go with Alex. I really enjoyed the visual of field day-ish / free labor for a month, growing cabbages and carrots. So I think you deserve this.
I like that too, and I think the Pleasant Mouse will also need to go to the winner of the awards today, and possibly the visual impact award. There was some great animation. I'm not sure if that's visual, I think it is, but
Point of question, Mr. General Evaluator. Were these your own illustrations?
Yes.
Okay,
well,
I just want to make sure, because if then, I would definitely want to evaluate it. Because the visual.
So it's even better honor, so I get from some artist, so okay.
It's
Yes, I just learned it now.
It's the visual impact award. So while it may not be a resume, I honestly, it really engaged.
you should have like this, how you connect it. It's like I connected my ideas from my brain out to the words, and somehow make that all happen. But I actually don't have that as a word, but it would be a good one. If you think about how I can take a complex idea. And I think that what Alex did with his speech today was exactly on the nose for how we go from some technical complex topic like the idea of an interface or a contract defining what this object has to do, and then creating some kind of a fake implementation that implements that. And then doing that with all the animations. You've got some excellent graphics. I really enjoyed your speech. You did a wonderful job of taking the file that misty thing and trying to figure out what is it, how do I bring it forward. I also enjoyed David's speech. You did a great job of really bringing the whole concept of what a speechcraft is and making it something that's more real, tangible, and something that we can apply in our club. And we applaud you and thank you for coming and giving a speech. As the general evaluator, I evaluate the other participants. So I evaluate, for instance, our table topic master. We did a good job of picking out topics and then taking the questions and landing them with different people in a way that was interesting. I liked how you really used your creativity and intuition to try to drive the conversation in different places. Jonathan, good job with his timing and giving us a very succinct report, very quick. Kept us on time. One of the goals of Toastmasters is to start and end on time, so we don't run way over. Tony, with the grammarian role, you have a challenge of paying attention to pick up on all those different things. And I think you can do a little bit more with maybe keeping track of different words, odds, and ends. There's different formats that we could do, and perhaps one of our speech craft would be when I am the timer, or when I am the giant grammarian, or when I am the 1-minute Toastmaster, to help us understand those roles as well. Maybe it's something that I would like. We do have, my general thought is that we have great attendance. I counted up that there's an even number of members to guests today, so it's a 1-to-1, so it's mano a mano. We can kind of go out and each one of us go out and shake hands and welcome our guests. We appreciate you attending our meeting today. We have a lot of fun with this and encourage you to come back and check out the club in the future. If you have any questions on anything that to do with it, contact, I'm the Vice President of Membership as well, so I can help answer questions or direct you to someone who can help bring things along, and Vince has done a wonderful job with promoting the club as well. So with that in mind, my job here is done, and I'm going to turn it back to our Toastmaster today, Vince Bowman. Vince?
Thank you, Mike. I don't have a lot to add. I think Mike did a great job on panel evaluation. Definitely wanted to re-mention how much of a visual impact what Alan did in the presentation was. It wasn't just a fun thing to see happen, but hey, that really brought me. I also wanted to also re-mention Jonathan's good attempt at being a timer today. I thought he did a good job. And he did a good job when he had questions. Just throw them out there, things like that. So, let's see, with that, I wanted to add couple of things, a couple more words to add. Got to give Al the best speaker. Holy cow, here you go. And
The speaker, it's the speaker and the evaluator. That's our
looks fantastic. And one more thing I wanted to add was somebody who added something to the club that we don't frequently have, added a little spark, a little juice, got to interact with the different members and ask questions, take some questions, give some valuable answers, and give us a little bit of to think about the next month. Is it giving the spark? You have Right, so with that, I'm going to turn this meeting over to our president. Please help me welcome myself back up here as the president. Great to see you. I think Rich did a pretty good job today as a Toastmaster. He has some things to work on, but we'll talk about it after the meeting. And before we adjourn, we have a couple of things. Is there any last minute announcements? Yes.
This is today's success. I'm starting power coding training company. But since I learned from Vince that money has no value, I take only barter. Chicken, pigs, long moving only with. Thank you.
You will have to learn to properly align your words. You want a word right.
This is you on Windows XP, yes.
Use it on here.
I need to buy my computer.
And do we have a closing invitation from our timer today?
Yes. The newest, or one of the newest members and maybe a prospective member, I'm going to end of the book. Wait for it. It is impossible to win unless you begin.
So these need to be filed, and these are you don't want to.
My idea is these ones I found on meeting. And thank you very much, sir.
Well, I
Did you score? Like I didn't even talk to you. Did you fill out the?
Oh, yes.
I
assume that was that you were putting it there for me.
But I didn't.
Enthusiasm, another year's and I appreciate that. I'd like that you introduce people, you had something good to say, you also sent out emails ahead of time. I didn't respond because I was just an evaluator, and you're well, okay, it's just kind of.
I really appreciate that.
Kind of role, you know, really, the Toastmaster doesn't introduce the evaluators, it's a general evaluator. Looking at the open role, whatever, could have done a better job of just knowing ahead of time who's doing what, and at the right team. Nominating the general evaluator with a better job, that'd be great. Other than that, like, do your job.
These, I had an idea, I mentioned that with, yes, we just did our old bank.
Actually, it's a great idea. Put those in the middle of the packets.
Hey, thanks for having us. It's great.
Oh, I get it.
And
Stop.